Welcome to helpyoumath.com. Today we're going to be discussing the sine of 210 degrees. So there's an alternative method that requires a unit circle. I'm not going to deal with that method. The method I'm going to deal is using the x and y axis, and it's known as the Cartesian plane. So I want to figure out the sine of 210 degrees. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to do my axis over here. Okay, and we know that from here to here is 90 degrees, and over here is another 90 degrees, which is 180, and then this is 270 is another 90 degrees, and this is 360 degrees, and it's also 0 degrees because it's the beginning. So let's locate 210 degrees. So 210 degrees is somewhere between 180 and 270 degrees. So I'm gonna do that right there, and so this amount is 210 degrees, right? So what we're going to do now is we're going to deal with this angle here. This angle is known as the reference angle. Let me write that down. It's a key word, reference angle. So the reference angle is simply the space in between the x-axis and the terminal side of your angle. So from 180 to 210, this is 30 degrees here. Okay, so then I can complete my triangle. And if this is 30 and this is 90, this has to be 60 because there are 180 degrees in a triangle. Okay, so the thing about the 30, 60, 90 triangle is it has special predetermined sides already. So I just memorize it. Opposite 30 is 1, opposite 60 is root 3, and the hypotenuse is 2. So for reasons relating to where the angle finishes, in which quadrant the angle ends up, in this case, all the trig functions will be positive here. Over here, only the sine function will be positive, the sine of an angle. Over here, only the tangent of an angle will be positive. And over here, only the cosine of an angle would be positive. And some students says that there's an acronym for that. It's called All Students Take Calculus. So that's how you can remember it. Okay, so now we're about to figure out what sine of 210 degrees. So in this region here, only the tangent of an angle is positive. So we know that sine is going to be negative. It's going to be a negative value. And instead of dealing with 210 degrees, we're going to look at the reference angle. The reference angle is 30 degrees. It's this angle right here. So instead of 210, we're looking at the reference angle, so it's negative sine of 30 degrees. So my answer is going to be negative, and now I'm going to evaluate sine of 30 degrees. So sine is opposite over hypotenuse. So over here, this is the opposite side, which is 1, and this is the hypotenuse, which is 2. So it's 1 divided by 2.